Well, probably the best place to get started is if you would. I try never to summarize other people's books and other people's biographies because I'll mutilate both. And this is a rare opportunity where I've got a professional podcaster sitting across from me. So I'm going to try and let you do most of the talking tonight. If you would give esteemed audience kind of an overview of your background.
Sure. So, like you said, my name is Claire Swinarski. The clunky Polish last name comes from my husband, who's from Poland. So we're real Polish over here. But yeah, I am a middle grade writer, and my first middle grade book, What Happens Next, comes out May 19th from HarperCollins. I'm really, really excited about it because the road to publishing, like it is for so many people, was, longer than I had wanted it to be and a little bumpy. So now that it's finally coming out, even though it's coming out in the midst of COVID, I am still super, super excited about it. But I grew up in Wisconsin. The book is set in northern Wisconsin because it's a place that's near and dear to me. And I still live here in the Milwaukee suburbs with my husband and my 2 little kids. And like you mentioned, I am a podcaster. My day job is actually to run a podcast for Christian women. And then I also have Making a Middle Grade, which is a podcast all about the publishing process behind What Happens Next. So that's how I spend my very, very busy days.
The good news is, esteemed audience, as soon as you finish this episode and you listen to the entire back catalog of Middle Grade Ninja, go straight to Making a Middle Grade. It's going to be right up your alley. Well, go on, let's start there. Tell esteemed audience a little bit about the podcast.
Yeah. So like I said, my day job is podcasting, but that's a very unedited conversational podcast. And I really wanted to dip my toe into a more highly produced show. And I was thinking of a way to let people into the publishing process because I know when I first got an agent and first got a book deal, I was not super plugged into the publishing world. I did not have all these writer friends. All I had were podcasts and blogs that broke down topics for me and were really helpful. But I had some really dumb questions, and I felt like there were other people out there who probably had those same dumb questions and just wanted some insight into the publishing journey. I think a lot of times people might feel a lot of pressure to make it seem like, oh, it's just rainbows and roses. They want to seem grateful, and that's really awesome, but I wanted to just show a little more of a behind the scenes. So Making a Middle Grade is short. Each episode's only about 12 to 20 minutes, and it talks to people like my agent and my editor and really walks through how What Happens Next became a book. So from the very genesis of my writing it to how the cover was designed to copy edits all the way to our season finale is going to be in June, all about how launch goes, which I obviously can't do yet because launch has not happened. But yeah, that's kind of why I started the show.
And that'll be the final episode, or you think you might come back?
That's a good question. I don't know. So I planned for 10 episodes. It does take a lot of time, even though it's short, because it is so highly edited. I might do another season I have another middle grade book coming out May of next year. So maybe I would do a season 2 for that, but I think I'm just going to kind of see how things play out a little bit.
Gotcha. So give it a little break, and then when it's time to start plugging book 2.
Yeah. I mean, that was totally part of the podcast too, is I had listened to a couple of podcasts on the making of books that I really liked. Jack Chang had On Your Bookshelf, I want to say it's called, or See You in the Bookshelf, See You on the Bookshelf. That is his podcast about making his book, See You in the Cosmos. And that really inspired me a lot as a cool promotional tool. Because like I said, I'm not in a writer's group. I don't know tons of writers. I'm out here in the Midwest, and I feel like people are reading blogs less and less and listening to podcasts more and more. And I was already a podcaster, so I knew how to make a podcast that I thought people would listen to. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see about a season 2. I'll see how much energy I have.
I'm going to go ahead and promise, esteemed audience, it's definitely happening. Look forward.
It's likely.